My current role is essentially I'm a postdoc fellow at Vector Institute. I'm hosted by Chris Madsen. I also work a little bit with Alan Aspuro Guzik. The bulk of my work is to understand how we can represent objects and their underlying symmetries. So, for instance, if you want to represent an image in a vector space, right? So you want to learn how some hidden features that maybe humans cannot understand from just by seeing the object, right? We want to give them some hidden features, which we call representations. I want to understand how we can capture the underlying symmetries of these objects. One example is, for instance, an image and how a rotated version of the image is symmetric to it, right? So if you rotate a cat, it's still a cat, right? So things like that is essentially the central theme of my work. My most recent work is understanding the relationship of these symmetries with things that we call link prediction problems, right? So in these types of problems, we are interested in predicting links between things. And these links happen in like very central problems. So for instance, the most prominent application is in recommender systems. So sometimes you want to match a user to an ad, but you also want to match a person to a hospital, whether they're sick or not, right? So you have healthcare applications as well. Essentially, a lot of what we do that is impactful in our lives is driven by recommender systems. And my recent work showed that if we capture the symmetries in these structural things, right? So let me give you an example. So if I can capture symmetry, if I'm training with data from Ontario and I want to apply in British Columbia, for instance, exploring the symmetries between people in Ontario can give me very good results in British Columbia, because the symmetric people, so people that look like me in British Columbia, will have very good predictions, right? So essentially, this is the last application of my work. It's kind of a boring advice, but like to study math a lot and like to not overlook the fundamental underpinnings of neural networks. So I know it's very easy to fall for the hype, but to actually get something to work at its full power, at its full potential, you need to understand what it's actually doing. And that requires you to sit down and study the statistics, the math, the computer science behind neural networks. This is by far the environment with the most freedom I've ever seen in my life. Like, this is the only place. In academia, a lot of people say, oh, you can come here and do whatever you want. That's not true 99% of the time. But at Vector, this is guaranteedly true. So people here collaborate a lot. So like you can talk about with everybody about your work, right? And like people are very open, and essentially it's the freedom to talk, to study, to explore new things. This is the best environment for you to develop your creativity. And of course, Vector has all of this faculty that are probably the most interested in, especially in deep learning. And so it has like a combination of knowledge and freedom that, together with creative students, result in incredible ideas, I guess.